What's good, Treehouse? I want you to do me a favor and kind of gather around the screen, because our story today is a little eerie, if you will. And yet it's about one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of all time. The tomb of the ancient Egyptian ruler, King Tutankhamun. We know him better as King Tut. Now, 90 years ago this week, near the city of Luxor, British scientist Howard Carter and his team became the first peeps in more than 3,200 years to enter the sacred burial chamber of Egypt's most celebrated ruler. But who was this Tutankhamun character anyway? He was known as the Boy King and crowned back in 1333 BC at the age of 9. 9. Can you imagine a 9-year-old king? He'd be like, Musa, I need you for urgent king business. Bring me ice cream. Chop, chop. But alas, his reign was brief. The young king died at the age of only 18. Now, ancient Egyptians were believers in the afterlife, and they considered their rulers, which they called pharaohs, to be gods. And when they died, their remains were carefully preserved, or mummified, for the next life. They were buried inside elaborate tombs adorned with incredible treasures, solid gold statues, gem-encrusted jewels, and weapons. The more important the pharaoh, the more valuable the treasure. Unfortunately, at the time, grave robbing was rampant in Egypt. It was thought that all the existing tombs had been raided and pillaged. But that didn't stop good old Howard Carter. Now, the renowned archaeologist came to Luxor convinced that there was at least one burial chamber still intact. One day, in the area known as the Valley of the Kings, hidden steps under the remnants of another tomb. The steps led to an ancient sealed doorway bearing the name Tutankhamun. Now, it took several days, but when they finally entered the chamber, it was miraculously intact. Carter found thousands of priceless artifacts, a sarcophagus housing a solid gold coffin and the remains of the king. Golden shrines, jewels, statues, knives, even a full-sized chariot. Howard Carter became an instant hero, and his find gave the world never-before-seen insight into the amazing culture and history of ancient Egypt. Today, the king's prized possessions are worth an estimated $700 million and have a permanent home at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. The collection is considered one of Egypt's most important national treasures.